we're going to take a short break and chat with our referee, our very own special guest, Mr. Kyle Hebert.
Yeah,
Kyle.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be here, and this is a very nice green room, I gotta say.
Oh, well, I decorated it myself. No,
Fantastic.
So you have a special connection to both Naruto and Bleach because you voiced characters on both of them, didn't
That's
you?
right. Yeah, I've been very, very blessed. I voiced Aizen and Ganju Shiba on Bleach, and on Naruto, I did Kiba Inuzuka, as well as Ino's dad, Inoichi, and various other ninjas and such throughout both series. So.
Sure.
Well, tell us a bit about the work that you did with Aizen on Bleach. He's the big bad villain, right?
Yes, yes. That was pretty trippy because I was told when I got the part, it's like, congrats, you got the big baddie of the show. So as I started going to conventions and fans were saying, how did you feel when you saw the character turn? It's like, well, I was kind of spoiled. You know, I got the reveal really, really early, but it was so much fun knowing that and kind of telegraphing where the character was going to go, because I guess my intuition in the audition was the right way to go. My take on the character was to go with a sort of mysterious sort of vibe, and I actually based the voice on the computer, the HAL 9000 on 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh.
It's like, I'm sorry,
know
Dave,
that.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he's so friendly, yet he pulls the plug on the life support of all the astronauts.
Right.
So it's like, you can't trust this thing.
That's kind of what happens with Aizen. He turns out to be so friendly in the beginning, and you realize that he's pulling all the strings in the background.
Pulls the strings! Yes, he does. He does. It's very trippy.
So do you do a physical shift with your voice between like good Aizen and evil Aizen?
They amp up the energy eventually when, you know, finally he starts, you know, changing form. He gets the big mullet of doom. And then he turns into white Deadpool or something. And then, of course, Butterflies, which he's lovingly known as. So the chrysalis form.
Yes.
And all that. So yeah, I got to put on the aggro voice and all that. But normally it's just the smooth, sexy phone sex thing. Hi, what are you wearing? And the ladies are like, read me the phone book.
Yeah, yeah. Well, even in the anime, they're fawning over him.
Right, yeah, and I like to say that he goes through this transformation between Clark Kent and Superman, because the glasses literally shatter, and then it's like, you want me to see the little curly Q, and it's like, da, 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 da. Except for evil. Evil!
I do love a good bad boy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm very protective because I watch all of my anime in Japanese,
Sure.
and Naruto is one of my favorite series. I've been following it since the beginning, and when I found out that it was going to be dubbed into English, I was a little bit protective of it. And you play one of my favorite characters, Inuzuka Kiba. And so what were your thoughts on getting that role? Because he's very like animalistic, very dog-like.
Yeah, very feral and everything. When I first tried out, I was given a slew of characters to choose from, and basically they were sent in an email. And they said, just choose who you think you're right for. You're probably going to read for like 3 or 4. So out of this 8 or a dozen or whatever, just pick. And then I go to Wikipedia. It's like, well, who's bigger? I want to have a bigger part.
Pro tip.
And my friend goes, Kiba's a good part. I mean, it's not that necessarily a big part, but he's got a big fan base. I go,
Totally.
okay. So yeah, I kind of tried a little harder with Kiba, and I'm really glad I landed that part. I didn't. Now, a lot of people think that we base our performances on the Japanese, which there's a 50-50 shot. Sometimes the client wants us to remain really true to that. Other times they're like, let's go in a slightly different direction.
Yeah.
So different shows through my career, like Gurren Lagann, I went in a polar opposite direction with Kamina than the Japanese performance. And, you know, depending on who you get, you know, the mileage goes with the otaku, who is the hardest audience to please.
Out there, we know.
Yeah.
And I get that when people watch shows in Japanese, that you're biased in a way because that's who you hear first.
Totally.
And if the voice doesn't click in your head in the English dub, then you tune out. And I totally respect that. I get that.
Yeah, but it's also in kind of a taste thing because you're appealing to like an American audience, to people who haven't seen the Japanese but might not necessarily see a bad character with a high-pitched voice like they often do in the Japanese version. So I can kind of see where they're coming from.
And another stickling point with otaku is how it's like, how come it said this in the fan subs or the subtitles, and it's something different in the dub? I'll let you guys in on a secret. It's not because we're being mean. You have to match the lip sync, and sometimes the literal translation. You know, the words in Japanese may take a couple more syllables than the English, and vice versa. So we have to adapt. So there's a very technical reason why we do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell us about your experiences in the booth as a voice actor. For the fans who are out there, what goes into the process of creating these wacky anime characters when you're in the booth?
It's an interesting thing because, again, you're typically nowadays you're just emailed the copy. You're expected to record from home, and you have to self-direct. You have to interpret the copy. You have to basically build a performance based on bullet points. You see a picture of the character, a description of the character, and lines that show a range of emotion. And they're all from different parts. They're completely out of context. So you don't know, this is angry Kiba, this is happy Kiba, this is like, it's like, I have no idea how this all fits together. It's not like when you do a monologue for an audition, it's not linear that way. So it's really interesting to piecemeal it together. And that's part of the appeal for me when doing voice acting, is it's a very specific kind of skill. And you have to think on your feet constantly. Even when you're reading something verbatim, you have to bring a sense of improv to make the thing not just fit the lip flaps, but be faithful to the translation, and of course lift the script off the page so it feels real.
Completely, yeah.
Now, you say you record from home.
Yeah.
Are you one of those closet recorders, or have you built your own booth? Do you get under pillows? Like, what's your technique? What's Kyle Hebert's secret recording technique?
Okay, in my apartment, I am blessed that, well, I guess it's probably my microphone. It's just a little $200 Marshall microphone pumping into my Mac, and I record on Audacity and edit and send it from there. My environment in my dining room is actually quite silent.
Huh.
All I have to worry about is the neighbors upstairs clomping up and down and stampeding. It's like, oh, I guess I can't record right now.
Oh, no.
But generally, yeah, most people have a very loud sort of environment, and they need to fix that with some sort of soundproofing. Real soundproofing costs a lot of money, so we go ghetto style.
Yeah.
Get in your closet, man. Clothing and boxes are the best sound absorbers ever. You get in your closet, or in my case, when I'm at conventions and I get a time-sensitive audition, we need this now. I go into my hotel room and I make a pillow for it.
Yeah.
Pillows and comforters absorb sound. You look like an idiot. You look so stupid, but you got to do that. No fear. It's all about voice acting. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter what you do to get the performance, as long as you get that out. So I'm recording on my iPad. I got my little tiny mic, and it sounds professional quality. And I'm sweating, like crazy with the comforter and the sheets, and like, okay, I hope this is right. And then edit it and play back on the headphones, the earbuds, or whatever. It's like, okay. Send it off and hope that I'll book a part.
Now, you mentioned your neighbors. You're doing a lot of fighting anime, lots of screaming, lots of dying, lots of getting hurt. Do you ever get like concerned phone calls or like police showing up at your door?
I've never had the cops calling me, but I have had neighbors where I've met them before, like at the mailbox. It's like, oh, you live beneath us, right? It's like, oh, we recognize you. We go to Anime Expo every year. It's like,
wow.
Oh, that's you. We thought there was an angry guy living there. And I
Well,
go,
maybe.
Oh. Well, yes, but it's very therapeutic to yell and scream, let me tell you this. But when you're like recording a Call of Duty type audition, we're like, incoming, get down! Of course the neighbors are gonna hear that. And they're gonna think there's an insane person living next to them.
Yeah.
It's a little bit scary. So nowadays, if I have to do a lot of shouty stuff on an audition, I'll take the iPad and the mic and go down to my car. A car is also a good, nice, soundproof environment, as long as no one's around and you're not in the middle of traffic. Sitting in your parking garage and like all is clear, the windows rolled up, don't turn the car on because the AC and the engine noise make noise. But if it's just a dead car, it sounds as quiet as a booth.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good tips for the aspiring voice actor or
There
the
you go.
professional voice actor.
Oh yeah, even the professionals go ghetto and guerrilla sometimes, and just whatever it takes.
I feel so educated now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home and break into someone's car because I don't have my own and do some voice. Yeah. All right, Kyle. So for the aspiring actors out there, what would you recommend that they do?
Well, a lot of people go into this, they go to conventions and go to voice actor panels thinking, oh, I do a great Vegeta impression or whatever. And you really got to take things to the next level. Impressions are great. Voice matching is great. That's not really acting per se. You have to be a good actor. And that's where it begins. Now, I crossed over from radio, and in a sense, with luck and everything, starting off in Dragon Ball Z and working on different shows and games, I learned so much by taking improv classes and building characters and all that stuff. So just like lawyers have to go to law school, doctors go to medical school, actors, of course, you need to train. You need to hone that talent. I don't care how great you sound, but you got to be able to do something with it. And you're going to be reading against, dozens of people who are super, super talented and have been doing this for years. And you as the new person have to hold your own against that. And it's very competitive. It's a little bit overwhelming. So you can't shy away, you can't be nervous, and you got to get all that out of your system and be confident, because they can smell a lack of, just like that. And that's going to blow your audition before you even say one word. So read aloud every night if you are shy. If you, in anything, just to build confidence. Then start to record yourself. Play it back for your friends. If you have friends who are actors, invite them over and start playing off each other's performances and read back and forth. That's going to help you. But ultimately, you're going to have to save your money. Take some classes. It's not cheap. But you know, I got to say, after years of sticking to the gun about this, it's really, really paid off in spades because you're investing in your future. And you can't just, it's great if you start off as saying, I'm a fan of anime, I want to be a voice actor. That's a great beginning. But there are tools, and absolutely, you have to take advantage of those tools. And even if you live in the middle of nowhere, at least we have the internet where you can, record in a garage or access anything with a webcam. You have a worldwide audience.
Totally, yeah.
On demand, podcasting is taking off. It's such a great time to be in today's generation, taking advantage of the technology the way they are. And the voice acting industry is, of course, shifting and adapting to that as well.
Right, should we go for upcoming projects? Or
Oh,
anything
yeah.
else?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've touched on your work on both Dragon Ball Z, on Bleach, on Naruto. Do you have anything that's coming up?
Well, let's see. Currently, you can hear me as militia grunts, like some background soldier stuff in Titanfall for Xbox and PC, which is the most addictive game I'm playing right
It's
now.
blowing
Huge
up
right now.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of the other Titan, there's Attack on Titan,
Yay!
which I got the part of me to be in episodes 10 through 13. You'll see later this year. Actually, I think it's debuting in June on Blu-ray and DVD.
Congratulations.
Excited.
That's
you.
amazing.
Thank you. And currently on Cartoon Network, you can, of course, see Naruto Shippuden. New episodes also on Neon Alley. And then Tenkai Knights, I voice Commander Beeg, and Digimon Fusion on the CW. You can hear me as Ballistamon and Darulamon. So I'm juggling some current shows. I've got a lot of upcoming games. A new Dynasty Warriors just came out.
Yes!
Pretty excited about that.
Oh, yay.
I think
Yeah.
you found a new big fan here.
Yeah, I'm smitten.
Ah, very nice, very nice. And of course, tons of conventions. I'll be traveling all over the world. I'm going to Newcastle, UK in just a few days from now.
Wow.
Lucky.
Yeah, but
Totes
jet
jealous.
lag. Ooh,
Oh,
gross,
right.
jet lag. Ugh. That's a long flight.
Well, hopefully we can keep your attention long enough as we continue the debate, and then we'll check back in with you, and you're going to announce the winner of the debate between Naruto and Ichigo.
Ooh,
It's gonna be me.
exciting.
Oh, come on, not the face.
We shall see, we shall see.
Great job, guys.
I keep thinking there's another question I wanted to ask. Can't remember.
Too late.
Too late.
I segued.
You totally segued. But I think we're good. That might be.